What's up, everybody? It's Jessica. All right, today I would like to share a message with you called Confidence is a Choice. That's right, it's a choice. When I was first starting out in my business, or I guess, I could really back it up and say my whole life, I struggled with confidence, and confidence is really important. There's a freedom that comes with confidence where you know who you are from the inside and you act accordingly. So, no matter what may be facing you outside of you, you get to really just show up and be who you are in the world, who you know you are, who you know yourself to be, who you're meant to be, all of this, right? So yes, confidence is very important, especially for going after your dreams, but also just for living an authentic, good feeling, everyday life. So confidence is a choice. Yes, I believe it's just a choice for two reasons. One, because confidence comes from deciding to be confident, really feeling that we're worthy on the inside, and having that be an internal choice rather than something external. So, rather than depending on external circumstances and what the world says about you, it doesn't really matter. So you have a worth that's separate from what the world says about you, and that's really where confidence comes from. As you know, I'm a former marine science researcher and ecologist by training, and in ecology we have this term called intrinsic value, and this concept is really important in conservation biology. I hope I'm not losing you here, but it's just saying that one of the reasons it's important to keep biodiversity or protect species from going extinct and all of this is that every species has an intrinsic value that's not dependent on the value that humans put on it. So plants, animals, all of this, they have a value within themselves, and that's what intrinsic value is. That's not dependent on what humans utilize them for or think they're good for, or the value they place on them. So you too have an intrinsic value. And this is where confidence really comes from, and just knowing within yourself you have this high value that's really not at all dependent on what the world says about you. Now, there's another thing that I'd like to share with you. It is called the Dr. Daniel Ullman rule. It's actually a quote, and when I heard this, my confidence shifted immediately, and suddenly a whole new world opened up for me, and I just felt a lot of freedom. This was a couple of months ago. Okay, so it goes something like this. When you're 18, you care what everybody else thinks about you. When you're 40, you don't give a darn what anybody else thinks. And when you're 60, you realize nobody's been thinking about you anyway. When I heard this, I just suddenly started looking at the world completely differently. I would go out and about and realize, I get to do whatever I want, say whatever I want, be whatever I want, because nobody really cares anyway, right? And I mean, I'm sure you have a fantastic character. We all have great character. This isn't, doesn't mean we can just go do some nonsense and nobody's gonna care. That's totally not the point. But yeah, so nobody really cares. And when I think about, life advice that many 60-year-olds have, or people toward the end of their life have, they're things like, nobody cares what you're doing because they're just focused on themselves. Pursue your dreams, go after your dreams, spend less time working and spend more time with loved ones, tell people what you really think about them and how you really feel. And I started to think about people too at the end of their life, and it's like, okay, if millions of people at the end of their life say this, probably even more. I mean, we have billions of people on this planet, so it's probably more, but we'll say millions of people come to the end of their life and have this conclusion. So I think it's pretty safe to lean into that wisdom, that piece of wisdom, and really trust. Like, nobody really cares. People are wrapped up in their own life, so confidence is a choice. You get to choose to be confident. You get to just choose, hey, you have an intrinsic value that's not based upon what anybody thinks about you, and confidence is a choice. It means you know your value and you get to be whoever you want to be in the world, and nobody really cares anyway. So I hope that inspires your confidence, and I hope you enjoyed this message. Feel free to like, comment, share, or send me a message. If it reached you, let me know. And I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. And remember to walk in confidence. All right. Talk soon.